Today we are going to discuss about neurophysiology. First, you know what is neuron. Neuron is a cell which transfers action potential or informations from one part of the body to the brain or brain to the body. This is one neuron. Here this is cell body. Here nucleus, mitochondria, other cell particles are organelles are present, and this part is action. Then normally, our nervous system is divided into two parts, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. At first, in our part, we will discuss about central nervous system, then we will go for peripheral nervous system in next lectures. First, what is central nervous system? Central nervous system is two parts, the brain and the here is the brain and here the spinal cord. Both both are called central nervous system. In central nervous system, if we not physiologically, we will imagine one picture. Here this is the brain, and here this one is spinal cord. This one is spinal cord. If something come from brain to spinal cord, this is called motor, or any part of the central nervous system to outside the body, this is called motor system. Either maybe from brain, maybe from spinal cord, this is motor system. And if this is the brain and this is the spinal cord, and from our body some informations are coming to the spinal cord or body coming to spinal cord and then conduct to the brain, then it is called sensory system. These are motor and which are going from the central nervous system and which are coming to central nervous system, these are sensory. We are just discussing about central nervous system and here, and after central nervous system we will go thoroughly about peripheral nervous system. In central nervous system, two parts, white matter and gray matter. If these are the neuronal cells or neurons, then the part which make the cell bodies are called gray matter, and which part which make the actions are called white matter. But in this definition, we also remember that if the cell body is only in central nervous system is called gray matter, not in peripheral nervous system. Only central nervous system the gray matter, the cell bodies are called gray matter, and only in central nervous system the actions are called white matter. We must remember this. Then we will know what is gray matter and white matter. If this is here is the our brain and here it is cerebellum. If there is in brain the outer sides are gray matter and inner sides are these are white matter and these are gray matter. But in spinal cord, inner sides are gray matter, and outer layers are white matter. If in this brain part, in this white matter, some cell bodies will aggregate, and these are the actions. If one place the cell bodies are aggregate, this will create one small gray matter complex. This is called nucleus. These are called nucleus. These are some terminology about the neurons. Then we will come. Let's here is our brain, and here is spinal cord, and here is cerebellum. If something conducted from brain to spinal cord to transmit to other organ is called descending tract. Descending tract. If something is coming from the sensors of our body or sensory organs then going to brain. These are called ascending tract. These tracts are mainly the white matters, because if here is our brain, let's here is our brain, and here is spinal cord, then here the let's here coming from sensors, and here one cell body is here, and the actions are connected to next cell body, then actions are connected to the cortex. In this example, mainly the part of ascending tract is made by the white matter of the neurons. So the tracts are mainly composed of white matters. The tracts are mainly composed of white matters. Then first we will discuss about ascending tract. Here we discuss about neurons and how what is central, what is white matter, what is gray matter, and what is nucleus. We discussed about it. Then we go about tracts. Tracts are two types: ascending tract, then descending tract. Ascending tract are these tracts which take information to CNS, and descending tract is that takes information from CNS. This is to CNS. This one is from CNS. As first we will discuss about ascending tract, they will go to descending tract. But in this video, I want to tell about, in this introductory video, I want to tell about the structure of the or the cross section of the spinal cord. We will cut the spinal cord here, this cross section, and we will look it from upside. Then what we will get? Let the picture to be very simple. And here we got the spinal cord. Sorry, here we got the spinal cord, and then here is the spinal cord. Then here is the gray matter. Sometimes the here is let the gray matter. Okay. Then here these are anterior. Okay. These are sorry. These are posterior or dorsal, and these are anterior or ventral. Anterior or ventral part. Okay. This side resembles your chest, and this side your back. Then always remember the posterior part is for sensory, and the anterior part is for motor. Posterior part always for sensory means always from your back the sensory neuron will go into the gray matter of the spinal cord, then through front it will come out. So here these are gray matters. These are gray matter. So we know that the tracts are mainly white matter. So we have places 1, 2, 3 and 4 for white matter. So in this 4 part the tracts will run from our body to central nervous system. In this posterior part only ascending neurons are there. In the 4, 2 and 3, second, third and fourth part, both ascending and descending neurons are there. And one thing we have to remember mainly about part 1. In part 1 they are most recently developed neurons, and these are highly myelinated. These are highly myelinated, but these three are not highly myelinated. They are slow connection. These are rapid connection to the brain. Here myelinated made a different role here, because if here is one action of a neuron and here the myelination occurs, let it be here the myelination occurs and here the myelination occurs, here the myelination occurs, then these are called nodes of Ranvier. Nodes of Ranvier, nodes of Ranvier, nodes of Ranvier. So the information jumps from here to here, here to here, and here to here. But in traditional neurons, the this information can jump only short distance. So it will take more time, and this will take very less time. And neuron have also many types. A, B are myelinated neurons, but C are non-myelinated neurons. Okay, these are the introduction of the neuro, neurophysiology. Let's discuss from beginning again. Neurophysiology. These are structure of the neuron, cell body and action. Nervous system two types, CNS and PNS. Then, which comes from the brain are called motor. Which going to the brain, the information are called sensory. Then in CNS, the cell body aggregate to make gray matter, and the actions aggregate to make the white matter. Then the outside of the brain are gray matter and inside are white matter. And inside the white matter, if some cell body aggregate to make a gray matter, they are called nucleus. And here in spinal cord part, the inside are gray matter and outside are white matter. In this picture, if information coming from the central nervous system to the organ, then this is called descending tract. And if some information is coming to CNS and going to the brain or spinal cord, these are called ascending tract. And tracts are two types: ascending tract, descending tract. And both are ascending tract is to CNS and descending tract is from CNS. And here the cross section of the spinal cord. So not physiologically like this, but I want to explain you by this picture, that just remember part 1, the backward, which is face your back. Here this carry only ascending tract, not descending tract. And second, third and fourth, these three parts, anterior and anterolateral, these parts both carries ascending and descending, both tracks. And the backside, the number one part or the posterior part or the dorsal part of the the spinal cord carries highly myelinated nerves, so information can goes rapidly. If you take an example, this carries pinprick. If it is your skin and here one pin pricked, so this information go rapidly and very precisely. So these are carried by this system. Number one, which are in the posterior part of the central nervous system or spinal cord. But if there is your body and here is your stomach, here is your small intestine and here is your large intestine, and something pain here, so these are very dull pain and they go through this system, second, third or fourth. So we cannot precise the pain, where is the pain in the small intestine or large intestine or in our abdomen. So these are the difference. And the next video we will discuss about ascending tract clearly, then we will go for descending tract, then other for neurophysiology. Thank you.